Hey everybody, it's Charlie James. This is Charlie James Unscripted. We've been having a lot of fun over the past couple days, really laughing at the ridiculousness that was the convention for the Democrat Socialist of America, their convention. You remember that audio we played for you where the guy was talking about aggressive sense and making too much noise, triggering people with applause and things like that. And you saw them, they would, instead of applauding, they would do jazz hands. Oh, I completely agree with you. And it was fun to watch. It was fun to make fun of because it was definitely laughable. But I don't think, if we really sit back and look at it, it's getting to the point where it's not funny anymore. It really is. It was back in 1967, a student activist named Rudi Dutschke over in Germany coined the phrase, the long, slow march through the institutions, and which he's talking about. It's a Marxist thing. I mean, he wants Marxism. He wants real change in not only our institutions, but jobs. And we're seeing it. I mean, it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. My wife was at a doctor's office the other day, and this kid, she overheard this conversation between a mother and a child. And the child said, and I'm paraphrasing here, I can't remember everything exactly, but it was like, you know, Sally really insulted me. Sally really insulted me. And the mother said, how did Sally insult you? Well, Sally posted a video of me, and it appeared that my butt wiggled, and I was really insulted by that. To which the mother said, I can see how you were insulted by that. Oh, absolutely, I can. Oh, that must be very insulting for you. Being insulted, being offended, just seems to be the part of everyday life for these people. Normally you just, folks, I could never imagine going home to my grandfather when I was in school or in high school and telling him, I was really offended by so-and-so. He would have, he would have found me something to do. He would have found me some kind of a job around the house to do. Instead of sitting around being offended, I said, get around and maybe go do something and be productive. But he wouldn't have said, oh, well, yes, I totally understand how you would be offended by something like that. This is the guy that grew up during the Great Depression. He went to work at the CCC, the Civilian Conservation Corps, down in Brunswick, Georgia, putting out forest fires with pine limbs. They didn't have time in that generation to be offended. They were living through and trying to come out of the Great Depression and ramping up for World War II. This is a generation that didn't have time for offense. They didn't have time for all the silliness that we have going on today because they had more important things to do. Living life. I read another report this morning that most millennials feel like there's no meaning for life. Yeah, congratulations, good job. I think now you're on the road to self-discovery. You have to give your life meaning. Nobody else is going to give your life meaning. You have got to give your life meaning, and you have to find meaning in the things that you do. If you're a parent, your meaning in life is to raise the best kids that you possibly can. If you are a worker, your meaning is to be the best worker that you can be for your employer. If you're a husband, your meaning is to take care of and provide for your wife, the same as a wife for her husband. You assign meaning to your life, and nobody's going to do it for you. But these people don't want to be triggered. They don't want to be, offended in any way. And it's getting to the point now where I'm not finding it really funny anymore. I'm sure somebody else will say something ridiculous this week, but it really is. I mean, if you are looking for meaning in life, you've got to decide. That's your job. That's your contract with life. That's your contract. I will assign life meaning. And that's great. You get to decide what gives you meaning in your life. Nobody else gets to do that. Your boss doesn't get to do that. All he expects is a good day's work. You have to give it meaning. All your wife can do is love you back, but you have to give your marriage meaning. You have to give your kids meaning. That's your job. That's your job. Nobody's going to do it for you, and they shouldn't do it for you, because I don't want somebody assigning meaning to my life that I don't want it to have. I really don't. I used to, back when I used to be really heavily involved in church, there used to be a little prayer. I'd say, Lord, whatever people are praying for in my life, please don't listen. I want to decide what I want for my life. So these people that are out there just trying to look for meaning in life. And here's another thing I hate. I hate when people say, well, I'm trying to find out who I am. I'm trying to find out who I am. Well, if you're an ass, is that what you really want to find? What if you're a jerk? Oh, I found out about. No, you don't decide. You don't go look for who you are. You decide who you want to be, and you go be that person. That's easy. But these people, they're so, gosh, I really hope I never get to the point where I have to wonder if my life has meaning. I hope I've lived my life to where it does have meaning. I hope I love my wife in a way that our marriage has meaning, not only to me, but for her. I hope I do a good job around this studio and my boss thinks that I have meaning, because I certainly have assigned it meaning to my life. But no, they don't want to be triggered. No offensive sense. No sense at all, really. I'm Charlie James, and this is Unscripted.